Alright, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about compost, but not only compost, we're talking about how you can make a lot of compost with a very simple method that I've used in the greenhouse, and I've gotten really good success with it. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Alright, so we're talking compost today, and all of us think of a compost pile. You got to save those kitchen scraps, you got to turn your compost pile, you have to wait for it to break down, you hope it works. All of those things that are factors that play into making a compost pile, or a traditional compost pile, I should say. But this recipe is so much more simple. You don't have to save any kitchen scraps, there's no turning involved. You only need one ingredient, and that is wood chips. We'll talk about the wood chips a little later and what you need to actually start this compost. How I'm going to do this video, I'm going to give you guys 3 points on how to make this compost recipe successful in your garden. So let's start with number 1. So point number 1 is, what do you need to make this compost? This compost recipe is very simple with only one ingredient: wood chips. In our case, we got our wood chips from the local tree company for free. Put some flyers with a map to our house on their trucks. We got like 400 yards of wood chips, I think, out of all the truckloads that we got. The other thing to really make your compost successful is water. So in my greenhouse, I have a overhead watering system, but if you're just watering with maybe like hand watering with a hose, you might want to consider watering the walkway. I know it sounds a little funny, but you might want to consider watering the walkway for a good period of time until the wood chips break down into enough dirt to hold water, where you might not have to water it as much as you would in the first place. So, and now let's move on to number 2. Step 2 is placement. So I have 6 beds that are 30 inches wide by 36 foot long. That's the length of the greenhouse. And in between each one of those beds, I have an 18-inch walkway. Each one of those 18-inch walkways are filled to the brim with wood chips. When you first put the wood chips in the walkway, they will seem higher than what you need, but they do compact down pretty quickly after you start walking on them. So location is key in your greenhouse, in the walkways where you walk in your garden every day. That's where I put my wood chips, and I found that it's very efficient. You're putting all your weeds, you're putting all your plant material you can put right in the walkway, and you'd be surprised how quickly it breaks down in the type of environment where the wood chips are rich with bacteria to break down and decompose things. Alright, and point number 3 is, how much will this yield? I got about 4 yards of compost. Now, if you do it, there's another way you can do it, is I did not add any more wood chips in my walkways as the wood chips broke down. You can keep on doing that and build it up to the full bed height. Add another layer of wood chips on. It'll help your compost grow, and by the end of your growing season, when you need to put more compost on your beds to enrich your nutrient density and your fertility of your soil. So I dug out about 6 inches of compost overall in a very small space. Like I'm saying, 18 inches wide by 36 foot long. That's not a very big space, guys. Making about 4 yards of compost in this. So one more point, guys. Where to get these wood chips? Like I said a little bit earlier, we got these free from the tree company. Now there's not always an opportunity to get these free, so you can go to your local landscaping company and purchase wood chips. I think we figured it was about like $1,800, something like that, for about 100 yards of wood chips. That's a lot of wood chips. So it's about the same price in our area to get 40 yards of compost from a local, it's about an hour away. I guess that's local landscaping company. It's about $1,400 to get 40 yards of compost. So wood chips make it look nice in your garden, or do you want to just buy 40 yards of compost? You guys can figure that out. Alright guys, so I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Give it a thumbs up, and we will see you on the next one.